What's up, guys? Eric Sines here at Redtail Comics. I'm working on George Washington, Victory or Death. It's an awesome American Revolution comic. And today we're going to answer some questions that I've been getting on Twitter, Facebook, and let's just get right to it. First, we're going to answer Sean at RTD24Live, and he sent me this pretty funny Starship Troopers gif here, which I love. He says he's just a little nervous because I kind of have a recent Twitter, and he just wants to know who he's backing and stuff like that. And to answer that, yeah, it's I'm kind of not really Mr. Social Media, and I haven't really tweeted since 2014. I had like a political Twitter that I used to go just get mad and be Mr. Angry Republican. I'm kind of glad I got out of that, and so I just deleted that, and it wasn't it's not really something that you want to turn into this. Other than that, I have like a private Facebook, but I don't really post much on it. So I guess I'll just tell you about myself. I mean, I'm a truck driver. Right now I'm actually from Southern California. Right now I'm in a hotel, as you can see, in just maybe 10 miles outside of Vegas. And I was a tattoo artist for 4 years, been truck driving for 4 years, and I'm just really in love with history. And Sean also asked what historical sources are we going to use. Well, I'm working with Brandon F. on this, and he's a pretty cool guy. He's got a whole YouTube channel. He does a lot of like mini documentaries. He's been a reenactor for some years now, and so he's got his own sources, and I've got two main books that I want to go off of, which is General George Washington by Edward G. L'Engle, and also Joseph Plum Martin's biography, which I believe is called Private Yankee Doodle. And it won't be the only ones, because those have a lot of great quotes in them and stuff. But I want to go off of a bunch of other ones. Basically, one of my goals with this is to use actual quotes from the people, at least as accurate as you can get. It's how they were calling them and stuff. So it's going to be more in their own words. I don't want to. It's going to be a challenge. I'll have to do a little bit of it, but I don't want to be putting a voice to General Washington that really necessarily wasn't there. I want to use as much of his and General Howe's and Henry Knox's, and as many of these voices as I can get in there. Let's see here. Dan Clark says, as a Canadian, I prefer a comic about burning the White House down, but this still looks like a good comic. Well, we might get to that. We might get to the War of 1812 if this is successful. At GR People 303 wants to know more about the art, and wants to know what battles are going to be represented, and just a little bit of info about the tiers. Okay, well, I'm actually not the artist. I can draw, and I was originally trying to draw this myself, but just I was only really getting 90% there, and I realized it was going to take a lot of time and practice to get to 100% where I wanted it to be, and then also working like 50-60 hours a week driving truck. It's really hard after that to just have the physical stamina and will to accurately draw the human form, which is the hardest thing I think everyone can agree to draw. Who I was able to hire was Simon Myers. He's really good at drawing people. You can check out his work at prettyfunky.com. He's most well known for the Doctor Who comics, and he brings the people to life. And I'll put that link below. It's so easy to draw people proportionately, but they look lifeless, or they're uninteresting. Just something's off about it, because that's instinctively, biologically, the thing that we're most trained to recognize. Oh, so the tiers. I'm offering a giant poster of the really nice cover that we have drawn up, and it's going to be rolled. It's not going to be folded or anything. and also we have T-shirts in the tiers. Well, the lowest tier is only $5, and that's just for a digital copy. Everyone's going to get a digital copy. If you over $20 and get the comic, you also get the digital copy. 50 to add in the T-shirts with the comic, and then we're for 100 to also add in the poster, and then 200 for a signature with that. We're only giving out probably just 100 signatures, signed copies. Other than that, I'm interested if you guys have any tiers you think should be added. I'm looking at buying some stuff from Townsend and Sons, which they have a pretty cool line of vintage mugs and tri-cornered hats and coats and stuff, Revolutionary War coats. But the only reason I didn't originally put that in is because they kind of have a supply problem, because all this stuff is basically getting made by hand. There's not really a factory out there pumping out Revolutionary War coats, for example, and a lot of it they're doing on purpose. They're doing the old-fashioned process of doing it by hand, and so if you go ask them for 200 of these hats, they ain't gonna have them for you. It's gonna be an issue. So but let me know what you guys think about that. If you have any suggestions or anything like that. At Indie Dave Comics asks, does he fight vampires or aliens? Obviously. And then he wants to know if I have a background in history and what is about this piece of history that catches your interest. I'm just like a really big fan of history. I've been watching YouTube and reading books and just doing everything since I was a little kid. I don't know. It's always really attractive. I've always been most attracted to World War II, as most guys are that are into history. But just at some point, I got really fascinated with the Revolutionary War, because it's something that no one really knows about, even though it's there. They have really big misconceptions that it's just guys in powdered wigs and they marched around in a line because they were stupid and they were old-fashioned, and they didn't know medicine and they were just morons, so they couldn't think of a better idea than just shoot each other in a line, as if it was like some gentleman's agreement about war, when nothing could be further from the truth. I mean, that's how you had to fight back then. That's if you gave modern generals these weapons and put them in a field, that's what they'd have to do. That's the limitations of the musket, and there's not a way around it. Okay, at Dollar Bin Review asks, why is your campaign flexible funding? Why not a fixed goal? Well, what I was thinking with that is, if maybe like I'm asking for 1,500 or 15,000, I was thinking maybe if I only get to within $1,000 of the goal, maybe I only get 14,000 or something, then I'd be willing to finance the rest just to make it happen. But if the comic's not going to happen, everyone's getting refunded. But I also understand that I'm just some guy, and it might be deterring people from donating. So I don't know. Go and let me know in the comments or tweet at me, and let me know if you think I should switch it to fixed, because that's totally on the table. And then the Splintering News. Thank you for writing up that article for me. That was pretty neat. I didn't expect that. And he's got some good questions here. He wants to know if the book is going to be graphically violent or will be crafted for a PG-13 audience. I'll say that I want to go for a hard PG-13. You have to understand, like for a movie, I would say, yeah, make it go full all the way, as graphic as you can make it. But I want something like this to be able to be seen by teenagers as well, and understand that this war was just as violent as what you see in Saving Private Ryan. People were getting disemboweled, limbs are flying off from the cannons and grape shot and stuff like that. People are getting bayoneted. Bayoneted was one of the main ways to get killed in this war, other than disease. Disease is always number one for this time period. But I'm not going to shy away from describing anything. I'm going to, of course, dictate all the things that happened. The rampant rapes in New York, or the burning of towns. But I'm not going to show, families being burned alive, or people like, there's a scene in Joseph Martin's book where one of the soldiers is split in half with a cannon. I mean, if I was going to show something like that, it would be kind of like a small silhouette out off in the distance. I don't want to get, like vomit gross with it or anything. And then the splintering also asks if you've been influenced by any other historical war comics like these. And then he sent me a pretty cool Civil War comic from the '90s that I think's neat. But no, I really don't know any other historical comics. Other than like an old 1960s Sergeant Rock. My dad had a bunch of those old World War II fighter comics, which are pretty cool. But I like them. But they're what they are. They're like John Wayne's Iwo Jima, where it's that over the top, American patriotism, and real events kind of come second to the rah mentality, and but they're still good. But no, I'd really like it if you guys could give me some examples of comics to check out. I think they're really interesting. Okay, I think that's it for now, guys. I'm gonna do more of these. Maybe 1 or 2 a week. If you have any more questions, go ahead and tweet them at me at Redtail Comics. I've also you can just leave a comment below on YouTube or Facebook, and that's it. Please go to the Indiegogo, check it out. I mean, again, just $5, and you can help us out. We'll send you a digital copy. It's going to be beautifully drawn. You can check out the art. Other than that, yeah. Thanks so much for your time, and I will see you later. Bye.